Hey guys, Ryan Dossey here, and I'm super excited to walk you through the rental we just bought here in Florissant, Missouri. So on this particular deal, we of course found it via Ballpoint Marketing. Property was owner occupied, they had equity, but how we actually found it, they were on a probate list, meaning they'd passed away and the property was basically going to the heirs. It was from the original owners who built the place back in the 1960s. It was kind of an interesting situation because there was actually 6 heirs that were like kind of scattered. So 5 of them all quit claimed their interest to one of them, and she was the one that we dealt with who ended up selling us the property. Call Porter took all of the inbound calls, screened for equity, motivation, condition, put it into Resimpli for us. That's the systems. Here we are. Let me show you guys the actual house. So we ended up purchasing this place for $90,000. We're going to spend roughly $30K on construction. So all in for 120, 125, we'll call it somewhere in there. And the place is worth north of 160. Now our plan with this one is actually to keep it as a rental. I'm going to walk you guys through the place and kind of walk through like what our plan with this is, the 30,000 bucks we're spending, what that's going to go to, as well as just some things we like about it. As you can kind of see, this one was a probate. So if you're not familiar with that terminology, basically somebody passed away and the family that the property went to, they ended up not wanting the house, not wanting to handle it. So it ends up being on us. When we say we buy properties as is and that people can take what they want and leave what they don't, this is what we end up getting out of that. So this is the bathroom. On this one, we're renovating the kitchen and bathroom. I typically like places that are at least 3 bedrooms. People stay in them longer than 2 bedrooms. It's 1,000 square foot, which is like enough space, but not too much that if we have to renovate it, it's gonna be a huge deal. In here, we've got the kitchen. We're definitely redoing the kitchen as well as the bathrooms on this one. As you can see, they are definitely dated. It's kind of like, it's sad, but it's also kind of cool what we do. Like, you know, sucks that either family wasn't around or didn't want to be involved. And that like literally stuff is just left, like dishes in the sink. I mean, she literally has her Bible and stuff out on the table that like you want to be respectful of and all of that. But it is also kind of cool, like for the family, if for some reason they weren't able to handle it or just like couldn't face it, that we are able to provide them closure on this. So it's kind of a, you know, double-edged sword. Like I don't take it lightly what we do or what we're doing. But I also like that we're going to be able to take this from what it is and turn it into a really nice rental for somebody else. Backyard's huge, which is sweet. Somebody with dogs will love that. We are redoing all of the hardwoods in here, pulling up carpet, redoing it where it is. If it's not there, we're going to replace the flooring. So we've got the first bedroom right here. They're a little bit smaller in size, but you know, pretty standard. Yeah, I really enjoy the painting, 3-dimensional here. One thing that this property does have that I grew up with that I've always kind of had a soft spot for, I really like, is this right here, which is the attic fan. So you open up windows and doors, flip this on, and it just like sucks air into the house. So if it's not too hot out, use it instead of air conditioning. I don't know that I've seen that anywhere other than St. Louis. This in here is the master bedroom, lovely pink. That's definitely got to go. They covered a lot of the windows. My guess is to try to like lower utility bills. There was a senior that was living in here before we bought the place. This is kind of unique and not something you see all the time, but it has a half bath in the master, not a full bath. And then over here, we have the 3rd bedroom. So, if you hadn't guessed, doing a clean out's definitely on our budget. Talking to the guys about finding like an estate sale company or something, because a lot of these antiques and stuff are pretty cool. I'd hate to just throw them out. So definitely painting the entire house, definitely redoing all the trim, you know, pulling out like the wallpaper and stuff. On the outside, we're gonna paint as well as do some landscaping. One of the other things I like about this place, it is on a dead-end street, so not a lot of like foot traffic or through traffic of any kind. I also really like these places that were owner occupied for a long time because they just simply took really good care of them. Like if this was a rental, I don't think it would be in nearly as nice a shape. if you've done a lot of like direct to seller stuff, this place doesn't smell awful. It's not like super gross or trashed or anything. A lot of the stuff is like older, but still functional. Like it's 80 something out and the air conditioning still feels good, but it's not a new system. I'll show you guys the basement, which I'm not really quite sure what we're gonna do with. So one thing that's nice with this having a basement is like, it's actually in pretty good shape. It doesn't really smell damp down here or super musty. I don't really see any evidence of like mold or water damage. So I don't think we'll actually have to do much down here other than like probably clean up. We might remove like the peel and stick tile. Might just leave it because, you know, kind of who cares. There's the old ancient AC system. Typically these things have dates on them, but I don't see that on this. It is like, you know, some of this stuff, like how do you figure out what to do with it? I'm assuming, yeah, this is the lady who lived here, like painted this and it's dated 1961. Like, I don't know, stuff you kind of like, what are we supposed to do with it? We have some porn in the top drawer, which that's nice. It's actually, is it porn if there's no nipples? I don't know. Definitely interesting, just some of like the random, you know, stuff you find in properties like this, like a whole bunch of records and stuff, you know, songs of early times, limited release of America's heritage. My brother's actually into kind of older records. This is stuff we'll probably just let him take. He's part of this deal with us. So, you know, you always kind of like, always interesting just to kind of see what you find in some of these places. There's like license plates from the 70s and 80s. I think the lady we bought this house from was actually born in 1919. So if she was still alive today, that would make her 101? 103. 103. I'm just glad the dog's not still here. I've definitely bought places and found pets that didn't make it, kind of stuff. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be probably a couple dumpsters worth of just stuff that we've got to pull out of this one. We will give you guys an update on this one when we're done with it, because I don't live here in St. Louis. I'm not going to have a ton of like during stuff, but should at least get some before and after for now. One thing I like about this place, it actually has quite a bit of parking. You've got kind of two pads out front. You've got this here that's covered, gates that you can open and close, and then just a giant, super nice fenced in backyard. So I think that's definitely desirable to people that are looking to rent. On this place, we're gonna be all into it for like 120. So to get 1,400 or maybe more in rent, it was a pretty good deal in my opinion. Definitely is a huge yard. We typically are pet friendly and not super breed restrictive. We do charge like a non-refundable pet fee of $250, and then like $25 a month per pet. Oh, it's got a little ride-on mower there. There you go. I kind of want to see if it starts, but I also don't like spiders. You'd think for being in real estate that I would have like gotten over like bugs and spiders, but no. Oh yeah, it's dead. Yeah, it ain't coming out. She definitely loved Jimmy John's. There's like more boxes of like Jimmy John's Jimmy chips than I think I've found in a place before. This we honestly probably won't really do much with. It's kind of gross, but it's functional if somebody wants to use it. Just like drainage. I've never seen this in St. Louis actually. So cool, looks newer, nicer, like it's done by the county, and I mean, you'd have to have just feet of water. I mean, 15 feet for that to flood. I definitely see why there's a fence though. That would be no bueno with kids. So this is definitely like, I would say a C+, maybe like B minus kind of an area, but it's super quiet. Like legitimately, this is a house that if I needed to, I would live in and not have like any safety concerns. I probably wouldn't park my Ferrari here, but if I needed to live here, I probably wouldn't own that anymore. This is one reason, like I'm a huge fan of going direct to seller. If you were just starting out, like my wife and I's first house that we lived in was way crappier than this. But to be able to buy into something like this as a young couple for $90,000, get like Home Depot credit cards or something to remodel it for that 30,000, end up into it for all of 120. It's gonna appraise for over 160, refinance, pull cash out, and not have like PMI and all that stuff. I mean, what a great way to start out your life. So this entire project was fully funded with private money. So we paid 8% interest plus 1 point, which is like a 1% origination fee. We borrowed the purchase as well as the rehab. How we do that, it's always one lender to one property. So it's like a private individual, somebody like you or me, not necessarily going through a bank. They have a first position lien on the place like a bank, so a mortgage. They're also listed as additionally insured. So that way in the event of a fire or something, they get paid first. By the way, if you ever are interested in partnering with us on any deals, just feel free to drop me an email at ryan@ryandossey.com. Thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Hopefully you enjoy seeing like the actual deals that we're doing. I'm super excited about this place because I like the area, I like the place. Bought it from practically the original owners back in the 60s, and we think it's gonna be worth anywhere from 160, which is what we based our numbers off of, to north of 180. Thank you for hanging out with me. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll talk to y'all next time.